Hi, and welcome back to It's Never Too Late to Date. We are the channel about dating and relationships after the age of 60. And today is our Saturday morning question of the week. And I always like to start Saturday mornings off with a success story. So here is my success story. When I first started dating, I started out on a number of different sites and ended up deciding to use Tinder. Now, my daughters all thought that I was crazy. It was a hookup site. They said, "Mom, you're not looking for that." But I found that for people 60 and up, or even 50 and up, that it's not all about that. In fact, I maybe found one or two that were looking for just a hookup. Most of the others were looking for a genuine relationship, and so I was really glad about that. Met with a few people, and about a month in, I met David, who is now my fiance. Now, the interesting thing, I have a lot of people that don't want to do dating sites. They want to meet somebody organically. Dating sites scare them. But what happened with us, I used this story to convince people to at least give it a try. So I met David on Tinder, and if you've been on any dating sites or on Tinder, you can tell when you're on that site where locally the person that you're chatting with lives. And once we started chatting, we had talked quite a bit. It showed that David lived about 2 miles from where I currently lived. And just before I'd started on the dating sites, I had moved from another location. I was living in a different neighborhood altogether, but all in the north end of the city that we live. And so started on the dating sites, moved to a condo, and was living there and continued the dating scene and met David. I asked David, I said, well, Tinder says that you're within 2 miles of me. Whereabouts do you live? And he kind of described where I live. And I go, well, wait a minute. I used to live in that neighborhood. Where in that neighborhood do you live? And he told me the address. For 2 years before I moved to the condo, I had lived right across the street from where we live now, which is currently David's home that he bought back in 2011. And what I've found from that is we had lived across the street from each other for 2 years and had never met. I had never seen him. Our yards are situated that we wouldn't see each other coming and going, but to be so close by and not meet somebody, um, that to me told me, if it hadn't been for online dating, we would not have met. So there you go. There's my story. So if you're thinking about online dating or you don't want to do it and you think you're going to meet somebody organically, I'm not sure, what your thoughts on my story are, but that's to me a kind of a success story for getting online because I was out and about all the time. I walked in the neighborhood. I was out all the time and never met him. So that was my story. And today I'm going to be reading you one of the comments that we got from our subscribers, one of our subscribers, and it's going to be a question. I'd love to have your input on the question. This one's a pretty easy one to answer, but you never know. Everybody's got their take and their opinion and the different way of seeing things. So here we go. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be ready to make your comments. The question was, I have been talking with a guy since I was 56. Long story short, he made a lot of promises. I am now 62 years old, and we have never met in person. But he says he loves me. Is there any truth to any of it? What do you say? Well, to me, it's pretty easy. And it really wouldn't matter how far away he lives from you. And sometimes, you don't meet for a while if you're talking with somebody long distance and you make a plan later on to get together. But it's been, from what she was saying, it seemed like, was it been 6 years? Yeah. Yes. She was 56 when they started, 62 now. So you basically have a pen pal. And that maybe is all he wanted. If he wanted to meet or really establish a relationship with you, he would be doing whatever he could to meet you in person. So there you go. Now, I have had some situations where I know of people who are actually now married, and they talked online for a year. That was not 6 years, but a year before they actually met. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time. I don't know your full circumstances. If you would like to give some clarification, that would be great. just to let us know a little bit more of the background. If you live close by, if he's in another country, that could be an issue also. But basically, it comes down to what type of relationship do you want? Do you want to just communicate back and forth like you are? Or would you like to have somebody that you can have as a companion? It doesn't have to be all the time, but at least on a schedule where you get to see each other quite often. And you have to determine what you want and go for that. And if this person, if all you're looking for is a pen pal, then you guys, great. You're going to enjoy it. Chat back and forth all you want. But if you are looking for more of a close relationship, companionship, somebody that you can do things with, be with, then you're going to have to decide and let them know that you're looking for more. All right. Thank you for joining us on this question of the week, and look forward to doing these once a week and going through all the comments and looking for questions that seem interesting. And if you have a situation that you're dealing with that you would like to have read on my Saturday morning question of the week, please submit it in the comments. You could even write your comment and then on the bottom just say, hey, I wouldn't mind you answering this question for me on your Saturday morning question of the week. All right, thank you for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you get all the notifications when the next video comes out. Have a great day.